kick your ass.
This country wants to keep me down. Keep everybody weak.
It's our mission to bring back the natural order of things. Guys thing.
Yippee-ki-yay.
The ultimate male versus the ultimate meatball.
I'm not talking about that unleaded, gold-friendly, tree-hugging, curly jiggling money.
Don't get a sucker no statue. Give him guts.
You play ball like a girl!
You're in no man's land now, baby.
One ugly motherfucker.
Truck driving, low-riding, belching, fighting, folding money.
Hey, dude, let me tell you something. You low flying 4-point sack.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man. I ain't got time.
You need us jar opening, oil changing, spiders squishing, furniture rearranging men.
What are you? Some chavala or something?
All right, man. Men rule the world. I don't even know what episode this is, but let's go ahead and let's bring in the panel. Well, what are we in? Month 5. So it's episode 5. All right. So today we're going to get into something very serious and very personal. So hold on to your panties because we're going to get there. All right, man, let's go ahead and bring in from San Jose, my brother, Mr. Robert Anthony.
What's up? What's up? Hope everybody's doing well out there. Ed, nice to see you.
Oh, yeah, man. Here we are to do it again, but we're not going to do it without the man that says, don't forget about the Central Cali. Don't forget about the Central Cali from Two-Face Entertainment. Mr. Fred Segura.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Good to see you guys, man. How's everybody?
Everybody's doing. I'm doing well.
It's good. No, it's good to see you guys, man. It's good. I'm here to rock and roll, brothers. I'm here to rock and roll, man. That's good. Man, you know, I love that intro, bro. I love that intro, bro. I love that intro, dog. Seriously.
Well, listen, how's everybody? We're men. So, you know, it's only as good as we make it. You know what I mean? So I'm doing great, man. Every day is a blessing.
That's what I was thinking on your intro when you said, you know, it's episode I don't know. You know what? We don't have to know what episode it is. It's this episode, right? That's all anybody needs to know. You have a question? That's all we need to know. We're here.
Yeah, we're good now, bro. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
I like it, man. I like it. All right. So today's subject, fellas, and it sounds a little bit of joking, and in a way it kind of is, but in a way it's kind of not, because we're actually into something pretty serious once we get downstairs to the 2 little homies and the 1 big homie that we got downstairs when we get there. But let's start at the top. We are talking about undergarments. Undergarments is today's subject, fellas. And let's go ahead and let's start at the top. When did you start wearing, or do you wear any undershirts? And let's talk about the type of undershirts, the V-necks, the tees, the tank tops. Robert, where do you stand with wearing something underneath your shirt?
Oh, I'm old school, man. I wear the old school white muscle shirts, bro. You know what I mean? Every once in a while I have some black ones, you know what I mean? But I'm old school. I do very rarely do I do a full white or full V-neck under my shirt. For some reason, I like the fit when I put on my shirt, especially when I'm going out. I like to wear the nice old school. You know, unfortunately, I hate this term, man, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, they used to call them wife beaters.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I hate that term. You know, I don't even know how that term, to be honest with you, I don't even know how that term came about. You know what I mean? But they're called the white old school wife beater. And I hate to say that. So just for a visual, that's why I'm saying that.
You know what, Robert? You know what's great? I actually still use that term.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but it's like, oh yeah, man, hold on, let me throw on my wife beater.
Yeah.
It comes off so naturally that I don't even know what I'm really saying. It was just the name of them. Yeah. I don't know where it came from. I think it's just seeing it time and time again. Just the drunken a-holes that smack their wife around are always wearing those. and then it just got that name, wife beater, I guess. But we used to say it so much that every now and then I will say wife beater. That's just like the name of it. I don't even know that I'm calling it, wife beater,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Fred, where do you stand on that? Not just on that. Where do you stand on doing something underneath this shirt?
You know what? I'm with Robert on this, bro. I'm old school. Yeah, the wife beater. Sometimes it'll be a T-shirt, or back in the day, it was the wife beater underneath or the tank top. The white one with the white T-shirt on top. But if I'm dressing up to go somewhere, it would be the tank top. The tank top, and hey, but it couldn't be. It had to be Stafford from Sears, bro. It wasn't just a regular, Huh?
Is that what Harrison Ford wore?
Yeah,
the Harrison Ford edition.
No, but yeah, man, no, yeah. Usually it depends on what I'm wearing, but it'll be, either a T-shirt or yeah, the tank top, man. Exactly, man. You're right about the white beater thing. It just comes off so nonchalant, but we called it that forever. And it's pretty universal. I mean, you got everywhere from, you guys, Robert's up north for me, and you're down south, and we all called it the same thing, bro. It was just a name, Yeah,
Yeah, I think that name has stuck universally. I will say that I have seen people that take it literally and take it offensively, and I'm just like, you know what? It's not gonna stifle me from saying it. It was what it was called all the time. Okay, where do you guys stand on the V-necks? Okay, I see some dudes wear the V-necks. Look, to me, it looks a little soft. It looks a little bit soft to me, right? The guys, they go ahead, they take off their T-shirt, and then they got the V-neck underneath, and then it's like, looks a little bit soft, man. Usually, not all the time, but usually it's guys that got a little bit of chest hair going on, right? So they want to have like the chest hair coming out the V-neck or something, but it looks a little soft. I will say this. Every guy that I've come across that wears those V-necks underneath, they all seem to be pretty timid guys. I'm not saying they're weak. I'm just saying they're pretty calm, collective dudes. Robert, where do you stand on the V-necks, man?
All right, but before I tell you where I stand on my V-neck, did you tell us, are you wife beater or are you regular shirt?
I'm wife beater all the way, man. I will say this. Wearing a white tee underneath, if you need it, like if you're wearing a jersey, right? Because the jerseys are pretty big around the neck.
Yeah.
So with that, I will wear a white tee underneath. If I'm wearing a T-shirt and it just happens to be a little bit too big around the neck, then I'll go ahead and throw on a white tee underneath just because it looks a little bit too loose, but on the neck part. But outside of that, it is tank top, slingshot, wife beater all the way, man. I got different colored ones.
Yeah.
I'll get to what I want to get to next when it comes to those. But I want to stick to that, Robert. Where do you stand on the V-neck?
I stand on the V-neck. On the V-neck, I got too many regular V-neck shirts. So I don't like to wear the V-neck and then a V-neck over it. I just don't think it looks, I would rather have if I'm going to wear, if it's not the white tank top, it's white. So my V-neck show, you know what I mean? It shows. I don't like the V-neck on V-neck. You know what I mean? It's just I'm not a big fan of the V-neck. I've never, I've had a couple. Like I said, I don't like the way they fit and they feel, and not for me, man. I'd rather go, if I don't go with my standard. Somebody told me that it's also called the A shirt, or that somebody put something in this. If it's not that, the muscle shirt, also known as an A shirt, then it has to be just something like this with the collar like this. I'm not with the V-neck. V-neck would be my last choice.
I look, wearing a V-neck on the outside, depending on what you're wearing, I think can look good. But I don't understand the V-neck shirt. That part. Okay, Fred, where do you stand on that, Fred? Where do you stand on the undershirt that's the V-neck?
The V-neck part, bro. I don't know. It's kind of glitching. I don't know if you guys can hear me or I'm frozen, but
Yeah,
I'll get into the. I'll say this, bro. That the V-neck to me, I'm too much of a big guy to be wearing a V-neck, bro. That's for like the small, skinny guy that likes the thing wrapped around his arms or whatever. Like just like you said, kind of a little bit of timid. I'm too much of a big guy to be wearing that, bro. It's just not a good thing for me, bro. I cannot wear a V-neck. I can't. I just can't, bro. That's not my thing. You know, I just again, and I will say that it's just not a manly thing for me. For me, though, I'm not trying to knock anybody else for wearing a V-neck, but it's just for me. It's just not. You know, there's just some things you shouldn't wear. You know, I think it's for a person with a certain body type, if you will. You know, not just
You know,
because I think it looks cool. I mean, you know, that's how I see it. You know,
I didn't even think about this till Derek. Shout out to Derek, man. He just brought it up. Michael Jackson V-necks. Yeah, he used to wear V-necks all the time. The under T V-necks. For those that are just tapping in, the subject today is undergarments, man. So we're gonna get to all of it. So all right, yeah. The V-necks to me, like I said, they seem a little timid. They seem a little bit soft. The undershirts, I don't know. You take off your regular shirt and you got a V-neck. Honestly, look, I think the females will kind of look at that and say like, wow, like you got a V-neck under there. It just seems a little bit weak. I'm not saying it makes the man weak. I'm saying what it looks like. So let's get back to the wife beater. Let's get back to the slingshot, the tank top. Okay, what's the length that you need, Robert, for your tank top? Because there's some that are pretty long. There's some that are short. I was gifted a pack of some really good tank tops, wife beaters, right? They're thick up here, pretty much as thick as this is right here. They're nice. But gosh, they are short, brother. They are really short. You know, they like barely comes down to right to the bottom of my stomach. I'm like, I need to tuck it into my pants. That's how I need it. Where do you stand on that, Robert?
I gotta be able to tuck it in. It has to be able to be tucked in. You know what I mean? Tuck it in, especially if I'm really getting dressed up, you know, with a nice suit on or something. I gotta have that tucked in. That way, when it's too short, it feels like if I'm dressed up, like it bunches up. It makes me feel uncomfortable. You know, I like to have it nice inside. You know, put a nice shirt on. You know, put my tie with my with my Windsor knot that a friend did a video on, all the Windsor knots, right? So I put my tie on with my Windsor knot and everything. You know what I mean? So sit there and it makes me feel more comfortable when they're too tight or not long enough. It just makes me feel off. You know what I mean? So just something
do you like it a little loose, or do you want it like pressed up against your body?
A little loose. It has to be a little loose, but I also, it's got to have a good fit. It like I said, especially, at the beginning of the night, you dress up, you want to look good. And towards the end of the night, when your shirt starts moving. If that shirt starts moving, then it makes you look, I don't know, just off, man. You know what I mean? So I like to keep it nice and tapered, and that way just everything is uniform, man. Get nice and,
Okay.
But I don't like them too long. Where it's like the happy medium, nice and long, got to be able to tuck it in. Have to be able to tuck it in.
Okay, Fred, where do you stand on the length and loose and tight on your tank tops there?
They gotta be loose, bro. It can't be too tight either. And yeah, they gotta be long enough to be able to tuck. Because if you do this and you feel it come up, or you're sitting down and it feels like you're wearing tight clothes, that's not a comfortable feel, man. Even though you may not be able to tell from the outside, I gotta feel comfortable, in the clothes that I'm wearing at the time, even if it's covered up, just an undergarment, if you will, and it's gotta feel right. I can't feel it like coming up all the way up here, and it's all super tight on me. Like, what the heck? Like, no, it's gotta be loose. I gotta be able to tuck it in and stuff too, though, man. That's just how I see it. You know?
Like I said, somebody gifted me some great ones. I mean, they're nice, they're thick, they're thick up here, but man, they're short. I can't really tuck them in. Like I could barely tuck it in like that much. But going throughout the day, it just comes up and it just feels unnatural. It doesn't feel good. I need it long enough where I could tuck it in. Now, I've also had some very long ones where I've had a little bit of trouble when it's time to go to the restroom. I've tossed back a few too many, and I'm rushing into the restroom. I unzip, and now I got to struggle because the shirt's actually tucked in front of the big home right there. Where I'm like, wait a second, man. Now I'm putting an extra obstacle in front of me to get to the big homie so he could go ahead and spit out what he needs to spit out. You know, so
I'm laughing, bro, because every dude has been there.
Yeah.
Every dude has been there, bro. Went to the bathroom like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, bro.
Let's talk about colors before we move on to the other undergarments. Let's talk about colors. Okay. Yes, with Robert Duvall and Sean Penn. I used to be just all white, right? All white. If it's not white, it's not right. But then the color ones came up, right? And probably just because it's me, I've started getting a few more colored ones. I still have more white than colored, but the colored ones actually look pretty damn good. I'll start with you on this one, Fred. Where do you stand on the color scheme on this?
I'm old school, brother. I think I've went as far as to have maybe just black, and that's
Okay.
it, bro. Black and white. That was it. I didn't get into too many colors on when it came to the tank tops. You know, I didn't really get into those, bro. Not too much. And you know what? And I will say this though, I don't wear them often. I have to be wearing something like really going out somewhere with with the clothes and stuff. I don't wear them just to wear them though, you know? Yeah, or
Oh,
to with anything really. It's just a different thing, bro. I don't wear them. I can't even. I rarely wear them unless I dress up, bro. That's it. You know, I don't
so
really have
you
them on quite often.
so usually, Fred, you just throw on the t-shirt without wearing a wife beater underneath.
Yeah, exactly,
Okay. Oh,
exactly. I just wear a t-shirt and top. That's it. You know,
okay.
if I sometimes even if I wear a dress shirt, I'll have a white t-shirt underneath. It depends
Convenient.
on the shirt. If it's like a full on button up, maybe I'll have a t-shirt. But if I'm gonna button it up and do all that other stuff to it, then it's the wife beater. You know.
Um,
Go. I tried to go shirtless to a Halloween party. They thought I was a rock. Anyways, no, but no, but yeah, but really, for the most part, I don't, man. I don't. And I will say this. I will say this, bro. Yeah, those are Sears one, man. Here's the thing. For me though, here's the difference. So when you're a big guy, bro, there's just certain things you shouldn't do, bro.
mm,
You shouldn't, perhaps maybe tuck it in or whatever. It just doesn't look right, bro. You know, there's you got to find a different way to go about things. Sometimes, of course, if it's a wedding or something like that, something formal like that, yes. But other than that, you got to kind of mess with it a little bit and know how to really be presentable, bro. Because just because it looks good on somebody doesn't mean it's gonna look good on me, bro. I gotta be able to rock it if I'm gonna wear it. That's how I see it, bro.
okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Robert, where do you stand
yeah.
on the colors, man, when it comes to the tank tops? Have you figured out that which one brings out the sexiness in your eyes, brother?
Man, I'm fortunate that any color would do that, Ed. We know that. But I'm it's not too original, man, because I saw some brothers on posting they go white, black, and gray. I
Mm,
white, black, and gray, man. Every once in a while, like a red one will come in a package or a blue one will come in a package. But to me, that never looks right. If you're wearing a white shirt or and then you have the red, or a blue. I'm old school, man. I go white, black, and gray. Those are my go-tos. If I were to go to my drawer right now, I'm not kidding you, man, you would see a abundance of white, black, and gray.
You know, I never even thought of that, and I think it was who put that up there? Was it Derek? Somebody put that up there. Yeah, white, black, and gray. Okay, I didn't even think about that till you just brought it up right now, Robert. I used to have a blue one because it came in the package, right? And I'm telling you, man, it doesn't age well. You know, you wash it once or twice, it's faded blue. Stay away from the blue one. Stay away from the red one. Stay away from the whatever other colors. I like that white, black, and gray. Those now that I think about it, yeah, those are the only colors I really have: black, white,
Mm.
and gray. More white than any other ones, but I'm really digging the
Yeah.
black ones, man. The
Yeah,
black and the gray, man. So
yeah.
I'm down with that. So, guys, before we get to the two little homies and the big homie down there and what's best for support, let's go down to the feet real quick. Let's talk about socks. Okay.
Hmm.
Socks. Man, I'll tell you, man, as time keeps going on, like everything keeps on, people keep on being funny bunnies, man, and keep messing around with so many things when it comes to socks, man. All different types of colors, all different types of designs. I remember once upon a time, look, I remember back in the 80s, everybody used to wear the tube socks with like the green, red, yellow line on the
Yeah.
top and all that stuff. Oh, that was good times, man.
Yeah.
And then ankle socks came around. I don't wear any ankle socks, but just where do you stand? I'll start with you on this one, Robert. Where do you stand with socks, brother? Do you
Okay.
go with different colors? What about the length? Does the
Yeah,
thickness matter?
with the when I used to run, I would do the ankle socks.
That's right.
The ankle
Sock
socks
check.
I would run with. And then most of them are just your standard sock, man. I'm not Mr. Let me put them all the way up to my knees kind of
Mhm.
guy. Mr. Long
Mhm.
socks, that's not me. You know what I mean? And I got a lot of white, a lot of black socks as well, man. You know, because black is pretty universal, you know. But my one thing that I have to do, man, again, it's especially when I'm going out, I like my socks to be on point with what I'm wearing. You know what I
Yes.
mean? If I got a nice charcoal gray suit on with a black tie or a black shirt or something, I'm gonna put my socks accordingly. You know what I mean? I don't like I trip out when guys don't take the time to like finish off their outfit with your sock gear. You're going out, you're getting suited and booted, man. Make sure your sock game's on point. You know what I mean? Because you sit down, you put your leg up, and then all of a sudden, like, why is he wearing white socks with the suit? You know what I mean? Don't do that. And we've seen that. Everybody's seen that before, right? It's like, what are you doing that for, man? You couldn't find no blue socks, or you couldn't find no black. You know, call me. I'll send you some. You know what I mean? You don't see that. You know what I mean? So I'm for real with my sock game, but I will tell you this: those old school '70s green with the yellow stripe in the middle of the green, or the Washington Redskin colors. Man, when I see those, man, those were awesome socks. Those
Yes,
socks
they
were.
Like Joker Loco says, sock check. You know, you know what? When you go out and you dress up and you're wearing like a suit or something, and you sit down and the pants rise up a little bit, that's sock check. Like that's sock check time, man. If you're wearing white socks with a suit, God, you look like a bum. You look. Gosh,
it changes
awful,
everything, bro.
Man.
It
changes everything, man. Gosh darn, it could be a great suit. Those socks just threw you all off, man. Just threw you off. All right, Fred, where do you stand with socks?
Okay, first of all, bro, you guys brought back memories of the tube socks, and I'll tell you, in the '80s, bro, I'm old school like that. In the '80s, yes, exactly. In the '80s, bro, I used to have the tube socks with the three colors on it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wore, it was the remember the TIs with the little stripes on the sides and stuff. I had different colors. I had a red one, I had a blue one, I had a black and red one, and the Puma suit or whatever. I used to match my socks to the jacket and the shirt to a hat, down to my shoelaces. You know, everything, bro. Everything had to match down to the socks, bro. I stayed Gucci down to the socks. But when it comes to socks, bro, it also you got to know what shoes to wear them with because they can't be too thick. Sometimes they're way too thick.
Mm.
And you guys are right when it comes to dressing up. And you have dress shoes on. Do not wear white socks. You gotta have at least some black socks in there, bro. As far as the ankle ones, I do wear the ankle ones if I wear shorts. You know, but I mean, like Robert, I just wear the regular socks. But trust me, if they still had the tube socks, bro, I'd have those suckers on all the way to the top. You know, if I got to wear, tube socks. But I wear the ankle socks as well, bro, when I'm wearing shorts. Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm the opposite. When I wear shorts, that I wear long socks, man, that come right beneath the kneecap. I don't
Yeah.
I do not have a pair of ankle socks. I do not have any ankle socks whatsoever. Outside of that, so all I got is long socks. I got some black socks, right, for when I dress up and everything. You don't want to be one of those guys, man, when your pants right up and you're wearing a suit, shiny shoes, and you got white socks. That is terrible. So I got the white socks, long ones, right? And then the other ones are just regular socks that just come up to like the calf. I used to get the socks that they're white, but on the heel, it had like a color like gray or blue or black or whatever. And like on the toes, same thing. You had like a color like gray or blue or black or something of that sort, right? Sometimes I'll go ahead and grab me a pair of those. If not, then there's just all white. But usually they just come up to like the calf. And if I wear shorts, that's when I got the socks that pull all the way up. I will say this, man. I will say that I don't really have colored socks, but I will say that one of my homies had said he stopped wearing white clothes, and like for me, like it's just me, right? So to wash white clothes, I don't like. I gotta wait like 2 weeks. I gotta run through like all my white clothes, right?
Yeah.
So, and even then, it's not like I'm filling up my washer. I kind of thought about what my homie said, and I'm like, man, maybe I should go to colored socks and colored tank tops. It just make it all easy when I wash clothes. But then at the same time, my shoes are white. Like, can you wear white shoes with colored socks? Can you wear them with black socks? I guess is what I'm asking. I'm not going to go and get any other colored socks, but I mean, I do have like Dodger socks, right? Where it's like, oh, you know what? They're blue, but they said Dodgers. That's different. But can you wearing black shoes with white socks looks really off. But can you wear white shoes with black socks?
I don't know, bro. You know what? I don't know. When it comes to black shoes,
no.
White,
The other way around. If you got white, black, but you got black socks.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. That seems odd to me. See, I'm more of the standard type when it comes to ankle socks. More the standard. See, I'm more the white, like the white ankle socks. It don't matter what color the shoe now. Yeah. For me, and it could be a white shoe, but the white ankle socks. Yeah. And from far away, it looks like, oh, that fat guy's wearing high tops. No, it's an ankle sock. Anyways, no, but see here's I also wanted to paint one like John Travolta in Grease. No, not for us. I'm kidding. No, yeah, you know what? To me, the ankle socks, I'm not into the color thing too. They just got to be a standard white, bro. That's it. But
okay,
it may be odd too, though, if it's a black shoe with the white. Now you got me self-conscious about it. Like, does that look weird? I'm like, I guess, or you know what? What about the other socks, which I don't have? The ones that go below the ankle, where it looks like you're not wearing any socks, dude. I don't have any of those. Bro.
Oh, those are terrible, man.
That was going to be my next comment on this sock thing. I was going to make two comments. That one where you put socks on and make it look like you don't have any socks on. Yeah, that's why I do that, right? You get that ankle sock on, right? It's once we can see your ankle, might as well not put sandals on. Why are you doing that with your shoes? You know what I mean? And then second, the other sock look that I just rubs me the wrong way, like the white socks with the suit. Have you ever gone to the gym and seen a dude with gear on, like shorts and his gear, and then he's got dress socks on while he's working out.
Mm.
You don't do that, man. Take your socks off and put some gym socks on. Or if you're gonna go play basketball, change your socks, bro. I don't want to see your dress on and then pretending like nobody notices. And then when somebody everybody notices, like, what's wrong with this? You know what's wrong with this. What you have to say? Dude. You know what I mean? So,
you know what? I'm gonna say that I'm gonna defend this, bro. Black shoes and white socks is no problem, especially when I moonwalk, bro. That looks awesome.
Okay, yeah, you know what? That's right. Michael Jackson, you wore the black shoes with the white socks. We're not MJ though, but yeah. So I was thinking maybe the other way around. If you have white shoes, can you wear black socks? But I don't know, man. I don't think I'm gonna mess around with it. I think I'll just stick with my white socks. So
straight up, bro.
All right, let me see. Can you guys wear match socks? Nah, screw that, man.
No.
I don't mess with the socks too much.
You
Man.
know what? I worked at the school. Sorry about that, guys. I got noise over here. I worked at the school district. They had wear your crazy socks a day. No, I show up like any other day, bro. I show up like I'm not wearing like anything different or whatever, like different colored socks or whatnot. I just feel comfortable.
One last comment for me was I can't believe I got this much to say about socks. First of all, I would have never thought I had this much to say about socks, man. But my last thing that again, and it comes to me when you're getting dressed up, when you're going out somewhere. Remember, the socks aren't the star of the show.
No.
So if you have a nice suit on and then you want to put some crazy colorful socks and be like, oh, that's not. To me, that's not cool, man. You know what I mean? And what they do, bro, is they wear short pants on purpose so we can see your socks. Dude, the socks aren't the star of the show. They're there to accompany your suit and your look. If the socks are the star of your show, stop it. That's all I'm gonna say. Stop it.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my resolutions this year, because we're gonna get to the important stuff. Okay. One of my resolutions this year, and I want all the fellas to be serious about that. About this. I am throwing away all my undergarments that have holes in it. Every man has socks in their drawer that has holes in that mofo. And every dude watching this, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching in the archives, you know damn well you got socks, you got tank tops in there that looks like they got bullet holes all over that sucker, man. Okay, you got your big toe sticking out, you got your pinky toe sticking out, you got a little bit of the heel showing. You're embarrassed. You're embarrassed to take your shoes off and when you go to the airport. When you go to the airport and you forgot that they make you take your shoes off, you're like, oh, damn, man. I want to take my shoes off, dog. My suckers have breathing holes all over it, man.
So you got the nicest cars, the nicest car. You're driving around a nice car, fancy car and everything. Bro, get some undergarments, bro. Get some your 20s or so, they're like paper thin or you can see through them, bro. Come on, bro. You got to take care of that stuff. As a man, you got to take care of that stuff.
And you know what's sad, bro? You know what's sad is that pair that you have that's all jacked up, we know how to wear it, bro. You know what I mean? You know how to you know what we do, dude. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I gotta fold this up a little bit, and I'm gonna stick this one out a little bit. We know how to work it, bro, because we don't throw it away.
The sock over the pinky toe.
You don't throw it away, bro. You put it over your shoe, and you just put your sock a little lower. Come on, man.
You walk into the car, and then you just feel it pop up from the sock. I'm like, oh, damn, it came out. You're walking around.
We know how to adapt to that sock, bro. We do. All the guys are good. There was
okay, what is it about? First of all, Joker, I don't wear Crocs. I don't own any Crocs. But what is it about that? Because like I feel bad throwing the socks away because I'm like, okay, I can still wear them. I can still use them. Yeah, they got a couple of holes here and there. Yeah, I might need to fold it a little bit or twist it a little bit this way so my big toes doesn't come out. I feel bad throwing away the socks though, man. Like, what is it, Fred, with the fellas that can't throw away their socks that got holes?
I'm you know what? I don't know. I think it's more like, you know what? I'm just gonna rock these until I'll go get some new ones, and that never happens because we never go shop unless we really need it. Then we go get it. Am I correct on that? Am I lying to that? That's how I see it. Like unless we really need them,
I would say this: even when I go get a new pair of socks,
you won't throw the ones. Yeah,
I still have a tough time. Not now. Now I reserve those old socks with holes in it for doing other things like, oh, these are just like my mess around socks. Like if I'm gonna go work out or if I'm gonna work in the yard or if I'm gonna maybe go to work or something like that. And these socks, these are my good socks for like when I go out or something like that. Now, but I still don't throw the old ones away. Like they really gotta get all tore up, man. What is it, Robert?
You know, I'm like you, bro. I don't know why I don't throw them away, bro. Until I get like way frustrated. You know what I mean? Where like I'm doing something, I'm like, damn, this sock again. And I was like, I'm getting rid of the sock when I get home, dude. And even then, bro, don't judge me and nobody judge me out there. Man, sometimes those old socks for me, bro, they turn into like pan holders for my hot pan. They can be recycled, bro.
Yeah.
I'm dusted with them.
Yes. You know what the worst is? You know what the worst is when one sock has holes in it. So you got the pair of socks, but the other sock is perfectly fine.
So good.
Now you're like, oh, okay, so like if they're both jacked up, it's like cool. I could throw these away if it comes to that. But when one is good, but the other one is all jacked up, it's like I can't, man. And I'm with you, Robert. I'm with you. A lot of my rags around the house, they're old socks and beat up beaters and all that stuff, man. I just it's hard for men to throw away socks. They're all jacked up, man. So I made it my mission this year to go without holes in the sock. Now the socks I just wore today, I just realized has a hole in it. I haven't thrown it away yet. But gosh darn it, man, it's gonna pain me because the other sock is perfectly fine. The other sock is perfectly fine. All right,
it's on the dryer, right? Man, what happened? What happened?
You got 2 feet that do the same exact thing. Why does one get worn out?
Yeah, exactly. You know,
I don't know, man.
The same way.
It's God.
It's one of those mysteries we'll never figure out, bro. Just like, have you ever thrown 2 of your socks or some of your socks in the laundromat in the dryer, and you go,
and then that's it.
Where does it go, dude? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
It's the good Lord up above sense of humor, man. Just messing with us. He's got to have a little fun with us, man. He's got to have a little fun with us. All right, gentlemen, we're running up against the time, so let's go ahead and let's get to the big stuff here. Let me play this video. So now we're going to talk about the 2 little homies that we got and the big homie, right? You guys know what we're talking about. You guys wear boxers. You guys wear boxer briefs. You guys wear tidy whities. Let's go ahead and let's watch this video right here because there's actually something that we should be paying attention to. Let's check this out.
Today on Infertility TV, we are going to discuss underwear, specifically male underwear. Stay tuned for 60 seconds to get my fertility recommendations.
I don't like that music. All right, here we go.
The following statements are well agreed upon facts. The testicles are located outside the body in the scrotum. Temperature of the testicles is a couple of degrees lower than inside the abdomen. When the scrotum is exposed to heat over a period of time, this will have an adverse effect on sperm production.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys caught that, but the 2 little homies, right? Your testicles their temperature is lower than the regular body, right? So this is what he's going to talk about now when you wear something tight.
Based on these facts, several practical questions come up. Will wearing tight underwear increase the scrotal temperature? Several studies have looked at this, but the results have been inconsistent. The next question that scientists have tried to answer is, does the type of underwear that a man wears influence sperm production? Several studies have also looked at this, but again, there are conflicting results. Some studies say yes, but other studies say no. A recent study, one of the largest ever performed, found a 17% decrease in sperm numbers when men chose non-boxer type of underwear. Now, why all the uncertainty? Well, for one, like most lifestyle questions, it's pretty difficult to rule out all the other variables and to say with certainty that one factor, such as underwear choice, makes a difference. Second, there's a huge variation in the type of underwear that men.
Okay, I don't know who's wearing the one in the middle. The one right in the middle is extremely disturbing, Holmes.
wear. It is not just a difference between boxers and briefs, but the length of the underwear and how tightly fitting it is. The material is also important. Cotton, nylon, silk, polyester, flannel all may have a different impact. Finally, studies show that up to a third of men will change their underwear to a different type before going to bed. So here are my infertility TV recommendations for men. If you like boxer shorts, knock yourself out. No one has ever suggested any adverse effect from boxers. But if you like briefs, keep wearing them. There isn't sufficient evidence that this one factor by itself will make you less fertile. In fact, the largest study to look at actual fertility potential found no impact of underwear type. Have a question?
Okay, so I want to go ahead and talk about this because he's saying that there's no actual hard facts. But if you look it up, it'll go ahead and tell you that, hey, you know what? It can mess around with your sperm, right? Like your sperm count is gonna be a little bit low if it's getting too hot. All right, Fred, let's get personal with Fred, man. Let's get manhood time. All right, Fred, what's your preference, man? You do boxer shorts, boxer briefs, tidy whities, G-strings, thongs. What's Fred all about?
The one you saw in the middle that you said is disturbing, that's what I wear, bro. No, I'm kidding. I am so glad my girl's not watching this today, bro. I don't want her to know what kind of, garment. No, anyway, what kind of, what you guys wear is for me, right? But anyways, no, you know what? Boxer briefs is the thing, bro. And I've worn both. I've worn the tantarans, bro. The tantaran things. But I've worn both. And yeah, the boxer briefs, bro. It just seems more free. But then again, look, you know how he's talking about being fertile. I have a lot of kids, bro. I don't know if I believe any of that, to be honest with you. I'm fertile like a dude. I'm like, yeah, it's 90. I look, no pun intended, dude. I'm the real Dick Van Patten, bro. It is enough, bro. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just putting it out there, bro. We'll get into that later, but yeah. So I don't believe in all that, but boxer briefs would be the things, bro.
Boxer briefs across the board.
Across the board, bro. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Look, I could wear the whitey tighties, bro. It depends, but one thing that I can't wear, bro, is the boxer briefs. Like the boxer briefs.
Oh, but the
briefs are tight, and they're just like shorts, like tight shorts, bro.
You were boxers.
Okay, so
there's boxers.
Okay, I think we're getting it all confused here. Okay, so boxer briefs are tight.
Yes.
Okay, so
boxers.
Yeah.
I like the boxers, the regular boxers, like a shorts kind of deal.
Boxers. Okay, so they're loose. They're like little, they're like small shorts. Okay, got you. Yeah.
I wear the other ones too, but I cannot wear the boxer briefs.
Okay, got you.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Robert, where do you stand with this?
I'm the complete opposite, man. First of all, the days of tidy whities, those days stopped. That stopped a long time ago. Ain't no tidy whitey. I ain't in middle school no more. I ain't. Those days are gone. I do boxer briefs. I like boxer briefs, man, because they're still, they keep everything, keep everything nice and, the regular boxers. I feel like they bunch up on me. Not only do they bunch up on me, man, I feel like a little loosey goosey down there. You know what I mean? Like I don't like it. I like to be, I like a package. I like everything, uniform, so to say.
Right.
Regular boxers, I just feel shifting too much. Okay. So that's a whole other. I want to make sure that we keep this cool. So I'll leave it at that. I think every dude knows what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. Look, when I was a little kid, my mom used to buy us the tidy whities, right? But yeah, that went out the window many years ago, man. So I was always boxers, right? Always boxers, the loose ones, the boxers and all, right? And then maybe about, I don't know, maybe about 10 years ago, I was introduced to boxer briefs. Now, I was told this. I never bothered looking into it or anything, but I was told this, like, hey, every now and then you should wear like some boxer briefs because it's good for the scrotum, man, instead of it just hanging around for your, for the homies just hanging around down there, right?
Yeah.
So I was introduced to boxer briefs, and I'm like, all right, cool. You know what? This is all right. I kind of like this. So I bought myself like a 3-pack of boxer briefs. Okay. Throughout this, like I said, maybe 10 years, maybe throughout the span of the last 10 years, all I have is boxer briefs. I think I got like 2 pairs of boxers that I haven't worn in probably a year now. But when I think about it, when I think more about it, I'm like, okay, I think maybe during the summer I should go ahead and wear just the regular boxers. You know what I mean? Let the homies breathe down there, and maybe when the weather isn't so hot, get back to the boxer briefs. Because I'm gonna tell you guys this, man. Especially like, look, I like to work out a little bit here and there. If you go for a run and you're wearing regular boxers, there's a lot of bouncing around, Goy. There's a lot of bouncing. There's a lot of thrashing around. It gets pretty violent down there, man. You know what I mean? It gets a little violent. If you want to skip some rope and everything, it can get pretty violent down there. So the boxer briefs tighten it up. And it's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? We're secured. We're ready to go, man. Let's go ahead and handle. So that's one of the reasons, along with so many other reasons. I'm with you, Robert. I like the feel of it. But the boxers, it's got to be the right boxers. To me, the boxers need to have the button in the front. Because if it doesn't have the button in the front, a lot of times the big homie can, just work his way out there, and it can start scrubbing up against what you're wearing, whether you're wearing pants or shorts or whatever. And, it can be a little uncomfortable. But, Fred, you wear boxers, man. Do you get the one with the button in the front?
Yes. Yeah, it has to. It has to, bro. It has to. And sometimes I wear around the house like shorts. No, I'm kidding. No. No. I'd be like, hey. I'm kidding. No, they got. Yeah, it can't be. Because it's too loose, bro. Any other way too loose to not have the buttons in the front, bro. No,
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I will do this in the defense of the boxer briefs. It's just, you know what? My dad, God rest his soul, he used to wear the boxer briefs, bro. And I just like, no, I can't. No, I never tried it, to be honest with you, bro. But now you got me thinking, maybe I should try it. Maybe I should try it and check it out.
Oh, check this out, man. For all the fellas, man, don't go cheap on there, man. I mean, this is your jewels, homie, that you guys are, to everybody watching, man. This is your manhood, man. You know what I mean? Take care of it right. I went ahead and I spent a couple of extra bucks, and I got myself, I think they're called Box Hero. I think I might be off on that. They're actually the boxer briefs, but they got a bunch of it's like mesh. They got a bunch of little holes in it where it's like it lets you breathe. around. It's like mesh. It's I really like those, but I do want to go ahead and give myself at least a 3-pack of regular boxer shorts, but it's got to have that button in the front because if not, I'm telling you guys, man, it happens. The big homie comes out every now and then, and actually, Fred, I actually sometimes do walk around the house, but it's just me. You know what I mean? Just rolling like that. But I mean, it's got to have that button. If you guys are wearing some without the button, get one with the button in front, man. Because if not, then it looks like a dog is sticking his head, out of the doghouse. You know what I mean? Like have that have the big homie inside, man. But
of course, you know, my son and I, you know, before when it was just he and I in the house, is he and I have my daughter's here now. We can't, you know, we gotta, you know, we can't be wearing boxer shorts around the house, bro. But yeah, but it gotta have the button, you know. Oh,
that's right. You gotta have your load secure, homie. You gotta have your load secure. Don't go cheap, fellas. Spend a little of extra bucks, man. Don't go cheap on it, man. I mean, think about what we're talking about here, you know? And in a way, it's kind of funny, but in a way, we're being serious about it, you know? Take care of yourself. Robert, where do you stand on the boxer briefs? Like, what boxer briefs you rocking here?
You know, I usually get like your regular ones, man. I really don't your regular standard brands. You know, every once in a while, you know, if I'll get some like Calvin Klein ones or something different. You know what I mean? Something a little more expensive, man. You know, depending on anyways. But usually it'll just be like whatever they got at the store. It doesn't have to be like the most. Something like that. You know, yeah, just nice boxer briefs, reliable. You know what I mean? But you know, I don't know why, man. Of course, I got me some. I guess I'll call them fancier boxer briefs. You know what I mean? It's kind of like seeing them there, and yeah, those are kind of cool. Let me grab them. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, you kind of can't feel the difference from the brands. You know what I mean? I know that sounds silly, man, but some of those brands you can feel like, oh, these fit better, and they, again, this is crazy, man. I never thought in a million years I'd be talking boxer briefs and socks, not only to YouTube, but to everyone on YouTube. And not only that, what I never thought I was talking about them, I never thought I'd have this much to say about them, bro. You know what I mean? It's a bit. We just did an hour, bro, and I know Ed has to wrap this up early tonight, man. We just did an hour on socks and briefs. Tell me the truth. Would you have thought you'd been able to do that?
Bro, when he said undergarments, I was like, what? Like, what?
I thought he was joking.
And here we are. Right?
Yeah, I thought he was joking, man. I was like, oh, okay, we're going to talk about that.
I was like,
silk or cotton. I've never worn any silk, anything like that there. But I would say this. I have stepped up my game when it comes to wearing my boxer briefs. I do want to get me a couple of boxer shorts for the summer so I could breathe a little bit better. However, when you do work out a little bit, it can get a little bit, damaging to say the least. Also, when it's like really, really hot, like the boxer shorts, they start riding up a little bit, man. It can get a little bit uncomfortable. You know what I mean? But hey, that's just that's the burden that us men have to deal with. You know what I mean? Women with all their complaints in the world and where it's like being a woman. What about us fellas, man? Look at what we got to go through. You know what I mean? Nobody knows our pain, fellas. Nobody knows our pain. But hey, with all that being said, fellas, I got to call it a night here. Fred, go for it, brother. Give us your last words here.
Well, I was gonna say, if you wear the tantarams, don't wear them till they're loose in the front, like your old underboots where they're just hanging out, just hanging out in the front. Like what the heck? You got to get rid of them. You got to get rid of them. It's gotta maintain the hold everything together, brother. So as we get older, gravity starts to come into effect. You gotta hold that thing up a little bit. But anyways, I'll leave it at that, bro. I don't want to get too far into it. I'm gonna go watch Magic Mike or maybe something with Harrison Ford in it. Anyways.
There you go. There you go.
So,
All right.
anyway,
Well,
that's
I
it.
mean, look, hey, I'll tell you guys this, man. Holes in the socks is one thing. Holes in your tank tops and your wife beaters is one thing. Holes right there. You got to draw the line there, boys. You got to draw the line there. You got to get rid of those.
You gotta have a standard.
Yeah.
You gotta set the standard.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you got to have it there, man. So, all right, Fred's last word before we get out of here, brother.
Oh, that was it. That was it on my part.
Robert, any last words before we get out of
man,
here?
real quick, I got two things I wanted to say, man. Man, as funny as this subject was, man, I had a good time, bro. Like I said, I thought Ed was joking around. He wasn't. And I just can't believe we had an hour show on socks and underwear, but it was fun. It was fun, man. And, that's what life's about, man. We got to have some fun. And my second shout out I want to give to, man, I want to give it to Ed, man. I don't know if everybody out there knows about it or if he's promoted it enough or if you guys have seen it, man. This gentleman made a commitment to run the Beta Breakers about 3 or 4 months ago, man, and he's on point. He will be running it this Sunday in San Francisco, man. I just want to say, man, that kudos to you, brother. You know what I mean? You said you was going to do it. You put, and it just goes back to everything that we talk about, man. Putting your mind to what you want to do and doing what you got to do, man. And he took care of business. I know I'm going to go out there and support him on Sunday. You know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to that, man. But I just wanted to give a shout out to you, bro. You said you was going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to knock it out, man. Good for you.
Gracias. Yes, we will be up in the Bay in San Francisco to nail it, man. All right. So with all that being said, hey, remember, fellas, to all the men out there, you are a man. You were born as the most powerful thing on the planet. Now do something with it. That is my boy Robert Anthony from San Jose. That is Fred Segura, Two-Face Entertainment, Cholo Trucker, Men Rule the World. We'll catch you guys next month.
Sonic Boom!
Hadouken! Shoryuken!
Finish him! Game over.